All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to create our own magical or sci-fi world, and we're going to be doing that using cubes. So a lot of people like to say this is kind of like building a Minecraft world. So we're going to be building our own Minecraft world. We're going to be doing this on grid paper, and we're going to be doing what's called an isometric drawing, which is that we're going to be using grid paper to create cubes and then building those cubes on top of each other and cutting them in half and making them big and small. Now whenever I do one of these, I don't really ever know where I'm going. Maybe you're going to start with a plan and you really have got a vision that you want to do, or maybe you just want to sort of let your imagination go. Alright, so first thing I always start with is a cube. And of course, to make a cube, you just follow the lines and you make a square. Now, to make it look square, like a cube, and not a rectangular prism, you do half as many or so as you did for your square for your top and your side. So here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 5 doesn't divide evenly, so let's just do 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And see, the only place I can go when you're making these isometric drawings is from the corner to the corner, from the bottom corner to, from the bottom left to the top right, or on one of the lines. There, thank you. And I'm going to say that the doorway is 2 cubes tall. So all the doorways are going to be 2 cubes tall. Now to make this look like this door is open and we're going into a hallway, all we do is we add a diagonal line and we sort of shade that in. See how it looks like now that that's a hallway some people walk into? Alright, I'm going to continue to build. Now I'm going to build a path coming out of this door. And it's going to go to its neighbors. To go off into the distance, I'm going to have to use diagonal lines. And again, you only want to go corner to corner. If that looks too skinny for you, you can go one more over. Now I've created a little sidewalk or a little street. Let's say I want to put a building inside here now. I'm going to have this building be a different size and a different shape than my other building. I'm going to have this one be a rectangular prism. So I'm defining this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. If I wanted it to look more like a rectangular prism going straight up, I'd have it be 2. I want it to look tall and skinny. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see, how many did it go up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means that this one has to go up 9. Or I can just keep this line, stay right on that line. And there we go. Now that means that this has to go up 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then what I find is that it will match up. It's kind of magical like that. Let's see, it's 4 across, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I built these 2 buildings in very different order. So I did it in different orders. In this one, I did the front and then I built it out. And this one I just sort of kind of made it from the corner and built it out backwards. Alright, I'm going to do the door on the side here. It's a little different. Again, I'm only going to go up 2. 1, 2. And then I'm going to go up 2 over here. 1, 2. And that means that the top is going to be an angle. Because the top here and the bottom here are both at angles. So that's how I know that that's going to be a diagonal line. This door is also going to be open, so I just add a line in there and shade it in. And maybe I'll have a little path here. All right, I'm going to continue to build my city, and I'm going to go into super fast forward mode. So you're going to see how I just go from one simple cube and build it up to a big intricate city. You can have it be fanciful so that it's floating, or you can have it grounded. If you have it grounded, you want to make sure your horizon line is way up here so that none of your buildings are floating or none of your buildings are floating in space. But if it's a sci-fi city, then the buildings will be floating in space. Let's see how this goes here. Slow down again to show you stairs. So here's a door on this side, and if you do it from the front, as you can see, you just go down diagonal, down diagonal, down diagonal on both sides, down diagonal, and then connect those and shade in the side you don't step in, and that's how you do stairs. And then on the side, again, you make a door. So I'm making a side door here, shade in the door there, and those go horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical on both sides. Horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. And then connect across and shade in the side you don't step on. So that is how you do stairs for these kinds of cities. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to write your name in the corner. My name is 7 letters, so I wrote it in the last 7 squares. One of the fantastic things about drawing on grid paper is that when you run it through the copier, as you can see, there are no blue lines because those blue lines are designed to not be copied. So we'll run this through the copier, and then you will be able to color it without the blue lines. Now, one thing I mentioned when we were drawing these is that you need to have that horizon line. It's very important that you have the horizon line above the bottom of your buildings. You don't want floating buildings, right? Okay, so my horizon line, it looks like it didn't draw it there. It needs to be there and there. Okay, so everything below the horizon line, that's the ground, needs to be colored in ground color. Now for me, that is going to be green because I'm just doing a nice grass. And so that feels weird when you're going up against the side of a building here, that it would be grass along the side. But when you look at it from the whole, it just shows that it's just sitting on a lawn. Okay? So make sure that when you color in your buildings and your ground, that you make your ground all the same color. So, and I say that because, like, if you wanted to have your city be floating on Venice, and it's floating on water, then it would all be blue. But it would need to be a different blue than your sky, right? So you can see how I'm drawing around the path. I'm coloring around the path there, making sure I'm really following my rules. And then when I color in my path, then I color in my path, right? Now, one of the cool things that we can also do, because we're going to be doing this with colored pencil, is if you color with the side of your colored pencil, I'm going to zoom into these stairs here. If you color in lightly with the side, then that will be the highlight. And then if you hold your pencil like you normally would and you push down with your point, you can make it darker. And then you can do shading that way. So you can do, remember we don't shade the part of our stairs that we step on, and we shade the part we don't step on. See how I did that just by changing the pressure of my colored pencils. And the same can be true for the entire building. So let's say I want to make my building orange. I can push down hard on the side here, on one side, and then on the other side push down lightly. See how I start holding my pencil way back here, and that makes it so that there's less pressure, and so when I color it colors in much lighter. And see how that looks more three-dimensional now? And then I would also color lighter up here because the sun is on the rooftops, right? Be careful when you're coloring in that you don't go over, because although color pencils are kind of erasable, not really. Okay. Fortunately, I'll be coloring over that area with my green grass. Right? So then we look at it. See how that looks very much more three-dimensional because of the shading? Okay. All right. So today what we're going to do is we're going to finish building our buildings. And then once you're done building your buildings, you can free draw for today, because I'm going to have to run it through the copier when you guys aren't here. And then next week we're going to start coloring.
As you can see, this is the finished, fully colored in final project here. So as you can see, I did color the green grass all the way from the horizon line to the bottom of the page, and of course the blue sky from the horizon line to the top of the page, and going around those buildings. Very important to do this. I did shade one side of my building darker than the other two sides, and that does make it look more three-dimensional. And now that you know how to make isometric drawings on grid paper using the copier to get rid of the blue lines and then coloring it in, you are set and ready to make your own.